Welcome to the Simpit where the engines roar. Sean's bald-headed pride, always wanting more. Amir's got the skills, hair flowing free. On the racetrack, he's the one to see. Sean's pushing hard, living on the edge, but every single time he falls off the ledge. Frustrations building, can't handle the heat. Amir's calm and steady, never faces defeat. In the Simpit, the battle goes on. Sean versus Amir, but Amir's too strong. Sean spins out, frustration reigns. Amir stands tall, he's the king of the lanes. Sean's in the cockpit, eyes full of flame, dreaming of the victory, playing the game. But Amir's got the focus, the heart of a lion. On the track, every move perfectly aligned. Sean tries to take him, pushing to the brink, but with every move, he starts to sink. Crashing out, spinning, losing control. Amir's dominance, taking its toll. In the Simpit, the battle goes on. Sean versus Amir, but Amir's too strong. Sean spins out, frustration reigns. Amir stands tall, he's the king of the lane. Sean's got the drive, the life's the grace. Amir's got the rhythm, leading the race. Every single lap, the story's the same. Amir's in the spotlight, basking in fame. Sean's talking big, saying next time's a charm, but we all know he's heading for harm. Amir's the champion, cool and collected. In the Simpit world, he's highly respected. So here we stand, the final lap in sight. Sean's in the shadows, Amir's in the light. Amir's the master, can't be denied. Sean's frustration, he can't hide. In the Simpit, the battle goes on. Sean versus Amir, but Amir's too strong. Sean spins out, frustration reigns. Amir stands tall, he's the king of the lane. So remember the names when you talk about the track. Amir's the victor, always coming back. Sean's got the heart, but can't take the crown. In the Simpit world, Amir's renowned. So remember the names when you talk about the track. Amir's the victor, always coming back. Sean's got the heart, but can't take the crown. In the Simpit world, Amir's renowned. So remember the names when you talk about the track. Amir's the victor, always coming back. Sean's got the heart, but can't take the crown. In the Simpit world, Amir's renowned.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope y'all have a great weekend. We're back with another leagues, Fun Summer Simpit Fun League. And this time we're doing the Super Formula Lights at Hockenheim. And these Formula Lights are going to be what we're going to be racing in our Simpit Fall League. But before we get out of the way, Callum, you're just patiently waiting to be entertained. Well, why are you not in this session racing with us? What the hell, man? We were working so hard on making you an iRacer that you're not even here. Yeah, we already got practice. Practice has already started. But I hope you guys had a great weekend. My weekend was great. We watched Deadpool and Wolverine yesterday. Great freaking movie. Loved it. And now we're here to finish off the weekend watching our pit crew guys participating in the Summer Simpit League. Yeah. So far we've got quite a few drivers out on track. They're trying to get their practice in. They only get like 20 minutes of practice now, so they're trying to get in as much time as they can as we're sitting here watching Neil McDougall. Oh my God, Callum. Oh my gosh. You killing me, buddy. You killing me. But yeah. Here we go. Now we're watching Joa. Joa is the winner of our last race when they were racing the GT3s at Canadian Tire Motorsport. He held off Aldous Pudequist to win that race. And before that, that's where we had Aldous. Aldous won the race before that. and how we're looking right now. So let me go look at the standings. Oh, with the big spin for Neil right there, right in front of Joa. And let me pull up our standings real quick to let you guys know how it looks right now. Just pulling it up. So right now we've got Neil McDougall, and he is leading our championship by 1 point ahead of Joe Antonio, and right behind him is Oldest Pudaquist. So Neil McDougall, he's got 177 points, with Joe Antonio with 176, and Oldest is right behind them with 164. Right behind them is Joseph Spacek with 120, and then 5th place is Sean Cole with 114. Who Sean is going to be missing this race. He is dealing with some shoulder pains, so he's not going to be racing with us today. I blame it on old man syndrome. He's out there playing disc golf, and I don't know. I don't know if he hurt himself or anything, but yeah. So he's at risk of losing.
F1 race?
He's at risk of losing his 5th place too. And here we go, right as we're back with Oldest Pudaquist on board, making that pass on the outside on the final corner of Hockenheim. But yeah, before this, we were watching the F1 race too. That was a fun race. I don't know if you guys watched the Formula 1 race. It was a blast. It was really, really fun to watch. But I don't want to spoil it for you guys because I guess there was a little bit of drama that happened after the race. So if you guys haven't watched or heard any of the news yet, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. But it was a really good race to watch. So here we go right now. Joa has got put in the fastest lap time so far with a 152. And right behind him is Aldous 2 with a 152.8. A little over half a second behind Joa. Joa's really good with open wheel cars. He's shown that in our previous Simpit leagues where he's very, very competitive with the top guys on that. There we go as we move over to Joseph Spacek, who still hasn't put a lap time in. I believe this is his first flying lap. And here we go as he goes through the stadium. Nope, that wasn't the stadium area. Oh, it was. Here he comes. Right. Oh, moving around again. So back to Joseph again. They're moving back and forth. Cameraman, keep it on one person. Here we go. Joseph puts in his lap time. Nope, that wasn't his first lap time. No, that was. Oh, and a spin right there.
I like the contact from that. Jesus Christ.
But Oldest moves into first place. Oh, is it Andres? Is this his favorite car? All right. It's a very fun car to drive. A very, very fun car to drive. We did some testing with it before we picked it for the fall league. We wanted to go back to open wheeler, so it's kind of between this car, the Formula Renault, or the F3, and we found this one to be the better car to drive. That's unless iRacing screws it up with the next update, which they generally tend to do. Here we go, watching a little battle between Neil McDougall right now, trying to go on the inside for the pass with him and David Payne. David Payne is right behind him. All right, so far our top three is Oldest Pudaquist with a 131. Right behind him is Joe, also with a 131, and then Neil McDougall with a 132. And Neil McDougall, he's battling the flu right now, and he's still here to race with us. I don't get why you guys like this track so much.
It's a fake setup, right?
Yeah.
I like Hockenheim. I prefer the old Hockenheim better. The old Hockenheim was so much better than this one. But this one's still a pretty good track. It's got a mix of everything in it. Definitely not as good as it used to be. But yeah, I mean, again, this is where I'm just trying to pick tracks where I know most of our drivers have because we've raced at Hockenheim before in previous years. So because it is a fun league, I didn't want people going out having to purchase so many different cars and tracks and stuff. So picking cars that we've raced in the past and tracks that we've raced in the past to make sure people don't really have to buy too many new things.
Jesus.
So that's why we're Hockenheim. Yep. Here you go, on board with Neil McDougall. Back with Neil McDougall. He's 1.1 seconds behind.
Five seconds faster. Man. Guess I'm underestimating this car.
Yeah, it just it had
I'm
a lot
trying to
more
figure out why I'm
character.
so damn
Like I
slow.
know it was like a lot more straightaways, but the track felt it had a lot more character. Whereas this one feels a lot more manufactured. Whoa! Just with a spin right there.
Sorry, I'll just.
Oh, Ken Yusuf trying as hard as he could to avoid that. And maybe it's just because that's me growing up. I was used to the old Hockenheim too, watching the old F1 races. You know, seeing Schumacher and Damon Hill and all them battling back in the day at the old Hockenheim track. But you know, brings back a lot of memories. Whereas this new one's kind of, yeah, it's all right. But I mean, for you guys who've ever been to the new Hockenheim, like the old kind of Hockenheim doesn't exist anymore. Like you can walk out there, it's been overrun with vegetation and trees and everything. So you can still walk through it, but there's not really anything left to bring that old track back. It was never maintained ever since they changed the track. There you go. We're back on board, Joe Antonio. Nope, we're just moving around. So we got Nicholas Batista and the old BMW Williams paint scheme. Classic paint scheme back when BMW and Williams were together. And so far, we've got 8 drivers so far that have put in a lap time. As we're waiting for the other guys. A little bit of drift there by David Clymer. Now we're going through the stadium section. And then come up through like the little S's before we come up to the final corner. And here you go. Let's see what Nicholas Batista is going to do. Maybe that was his first flying lap. I believe that was his first flying lap. That puts David Clymer. David Clymer with the spin I see in the back. But he goes up to 7th place. Yeah, speaking of it, this is going to be the car we're going to be driving for our Simpit Fall League. So we're looking at starting sometime in September timeframe. I don't have exact firm dates yet. So for all you guys that are not part of our league and want to be part of our Simpit League once we start up in the fall, it'll be our official league. This is what we're going to be driving. So if you guys want to join up, look up the Simpit Road Racing League or Simpit Road Racing Series on iRacing and just apply, and I'll get you guys approved and put into our leagues that way. We go back on board. Cameron loves to switch around between these drivers. So there you go, on the little bit of the back straight, both these drivers.
Don't hit the sausages.
There you go, going through the stadium part. It's like, and that's where Joseph put a lot of time on Nick right there, but he had to back off. And here we go. What is that for Nick? That puts Nick in 6th place. Where now Joa puts in a faster lap time than Aldous Pudaquist. And that was a 131. I can barely see that. 131.5, I believe, or 130. With all this is 131 flat. This is gonna be a good battle between our top three right now. Later on, come through the race, like Joe Antonio, Aldous, and Neil, like they've been fighting for the last couple of races. Where each one's gotten a win so far on the, in this racing series. That was Joseph letting Joe Antonio through. Ooh, Joe going really wide there. So what do you got? So far, everybody's put in a lap time. See what Joe's lap time is going to be there. If he's
Good.
gonna improve or not.
Thanks, Ed.
Nope, he does not improve with that lap time.
Yep.
Going a little bit wide there. He's going to try to make the pass over here. No. Neil ends up putting a quicker lap time. That moves him up into first place. Neil again, who's he's battling the flu. Put in a mega effort right there to go into first place in our practice session. Alright, we've got 10 minutes left of our practice. All 12 drivers have put in a lap time so far. And you can see the gap between Neil McDougal. There's barely anything there between their two lap times. Aldous again, he's only 0.1 of a second behind them too. Whoa, a little spin back there for one of the drivers. Whoa. Driver.
Is this going to be a standing start?
Could be.
Yes, it is. It's open wheeler. Yep.
Ah, this is going to be so interesting.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I didn't even practice my standing start either.
Standing starts the least of my worries.
No, these cars are pretty good with standing starts.
Damn, that was on hot.
Yeah, there's not enough power, is there?
No. It is Callum. It is open quali as we're getting ready to start qualifying here. And there we go. Our time is reset. We got Joe Antonio. Joe is one of the first ones to go out. Again, with our Simpit Fun League, there's no damage. It's a fixed setup. So all these guys are pretty much essentially whoever's the best driver is going to be winning this race for the most part. There is an incident limit because, again, we want to make sure we're gentlemen drivers.
Thank God for open qualifying. I need all the practice I can get.
But yeah, this is going to be, again, it's just for fun for our guys. Once we get back into our official league racing, it will be open setup, no damage on everything turned on. There you go, Kenny's tip with that tiger paint scheme right there. I believe it's, I don't know what kind of paint scheme that is. Looks like a tiger stripe paint scheme. And then right behind him is the prism rainbow colored car of Chuck Labano. It's an interesting paint scheme.
Oh shit! Cold tires.
Whoa, there go. Chuck is trying to go for that
Knows
pass
the ball with
over.
me.
Whoa, he's like, nope, I want that track position over you there, Ken
Oh,
Eastep.
it's happening.
I,
That's
I
weird.
will. I
don't
can't say
want him
anything
on
right
my
now,
ass.
Callum, because right now I don't want to mess up their qualifying. Chuck goes out onto the
So
grass
you know
and the
what? On first
barriers.
lap, when it doesn't count, you go right
There you
past
go.
me.
We got Ken. Guys are getting ready to come around and start doing their first flying laps of qualifying. Ken goes takes a little weird going through that. There you go, David Payne. David Payne passes Ken on going into the first corner. And as they start off on their flying hot laps. Now we're back with Aldous. Right there, as
Sorry
he was,
about that rejoin, Ken.
as he was passing
It's
Joe.
all good, man.
It's the relative. Someone spun in front of you, and I thought that was you, and then I went.
It's all good. I'm on a totally new field of view today, so
So,
it's
did anybody tell
all
these guys
weird.
this is qualifying? It's not racing. They should be putting in their fast lap times, not trying to race each other. There you go. We got Joseph Spacek, David Clymer.
Hello, Nick.
Right next to each other.
How's it going, brother?
I've been waiting to say that all day.
Alright. So far, no one has put in a lap time yet. They've got 7 minutes of qualifying left. Let's see if any of these guys. I don't think any of these guys. There we go. Aldous goes first right now with a 1:32. He puts in the first lap time of everybody. Whoa, a little bit of slowdown there, letting that driver through. There we go
Thank
with
you,
Nick
sir.
Batista.
All
There we go.
good.
David Payne, Neil McDougall. Neil McDougall goes in second with David Payne right behind them, 4 seconds off. And Neil's only 0.1 of a second off of Aldous Budikwas' lap time. And there you go. Nick Batista moves up into third place with David Clymer up into fifth. So we only got 5 drivers right now that have put in a fast lap. And speaking of that, there goes Randall. Randall just puts in his lap time. So right now, we're, the top first 2 are running 132s. We got Randall with the 133, Nick with the 135, Dave with the 136, and David Clymer with the 137. With Edgar Sanchinelli, he goes in, he puts in a 135.7 for his fast lap time. All right, we're almost at the halfway mark for qualifying. Whoa, a little wide there. As Joseph goes for a pass over on Ken Eastep. But I don't know, Callum, is it maple sauce or maple syrup? I believe it's maple syrup, not sauce. Joa puts in his first lap time, and that puts him up in second place. He had a spin on his first hot lap, so he was able to go back and do his. He's with a 139, so 0.3 of a second off. Speaking of that, there goes Neil McDougall. He goes even quicker. He's 0.1 of a second off of Aldous. I said it's going to be a really good fight between the top 3 as they're putting in similar lap times. There we go. Christian Clark goes up into 6th place on his first flying lap. Goes on the inside to pass Ken Eastep. Whoa, Ken locks up his brakes right behind Nick. Or Christian Clark.
Sorry, Ken.
All good.
So far right now, Oldest is still the man to beat. We've got less than 2 minutes left on the board for qualifying. And this is going to be a standing start. All the other races have been rolling starts. This one will be a standing start. So, I don't know if all the drivers know that. I hope they paid attention to the session standings or the session settings. There we go. Climber goes wide there. That's going to give him off track. So that lap time right there is not going to count. I think you did make that up there, Callum. I've seen maple syrup come in a jar and in a bottle. I don't know, like, what would you call honey? Because honey comes in a jar, for the most part. It can come in a bottle, but it mostly comes in a jar. So would you call it honey sauce or honey syrup? I don't know. Might have to ask Googlebot on that one. Or Juglebot. Juglebot, yeah. There we go. Joa, as I was yapping off, Joa goes into first place. So now our top three is Joa, Aldous, Neil McDougall, and Randall White is in 4th place. Joseph Spacek in 5th place. So far, we still have Ken Eastup and Chuck Labano that have not put in a qualifying time. Chuck is just coming out of the pits. I don't think he's going to have enough time to put in a flying lap. I don't believe. With Andrew Slizen just joined the session too. So, you know, here we go. Joa is like 0.4 of a second faster than Oldest. But Neil ends up going a lot quicker with a 0.3, so second with, you know, so he's a 0.1 seconds faster than Joa. If you guys have never driven these cars, these cars are really a lot of fun to drive. So much more fun than the F3s to drive. Whoa! What was going on there with Climber? I don't know if he just went wide so he can give Christian Clark the lap, but I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I don't know. I think we're still gonna have to confer with Juglebot on that one, Callum. Alright, Edgar St. Shelley is up in the 7th place with that lap time. So far we only have 2 drivers that have not put in their fastest lap time, as Ken comes along with a 140 to 141. And we still got Niels back in the pits, so we still got Joe and Oldest still out on track trying to put in their lap times so they can make sure they can fighting for that pole position. As we're watching the battle right now between Ken and Edgar Sanchinelli. Oh, going a little wide there between those two guys. Yeah, very much so. Very much so, man. Yeah, he's been broke even before the crowd strike issue that happened.
Oh, no worries, Ken. No worries, buddy. Good to see you guys. Good luck today.
There we go. I feel better now.
There we go.
If I wouldn't have gone off track.
Alright, session is over. Everybody should be putting in their last lap as of right now. And I just noticed that one of my layouts is a little messed up, so I gotta fix that real quick. There we go. Alright, so as we finish up our qualifying, it's pretty much mostly finished.
On the table.
So we have Neil McDougall's on pole position with Aldous
These cars are
Pudaquist in second
freaking
place.
blast.
Joe Antonio in third. Randall
fast.
White in fourth place. Joseph Spacek,
Yes,
Nicholas
sir.
Batista, David Payne, Edgar Santinelli, Christian
him.
Clark, and David Clymer. That's our top 10.
I'm still gaining
And
time in
then
various
Ken
spots.
Estep's the
so I know I'm
last person to
still
put in a lap time, while Andrew
learning.
Sliz and Checklebano
Yep,
didn't
me
really
too.
get a
to trust
chance.
the car. You can chuck it around. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to chuck it around gently. If not, that back end's gonna be like, I'll
Yeah.
see ya.
Joe,
I have a tendency to trail brake too much, and then it catches me out.
Joe, I just
I should be
received
going like flat out.
I received a message from the team owner, Callum. He says to cancel your account and play rally like a console scrub.
Ouch.
That's coming from the team owner. I'm just passing along the message
To who?
to you, since he's the
To
best.
me?
He's the best league admin ever. Yeah.
You tell him to go sell some friggin' bottles so he can go get an iRacing account.
Ah, damn.
I will tell him, not on stream, but I will tell him. All right, here we go. As we're getting ready for the race.
Oh,
Unfortunately, Callum,
Great,
this
I'm
this
on
show
the
is PG
Let's
rated. We can't pass
there,
along
Daniel.
what he just said. So
Shield Joe. We'll see how long it lasts though.
I was doing my best, and Neil was just like, "I'm gonna drive away from you."
I will tell you
Well,
after the
it's
stream
already
what he
Well,
said,
time for
Callum.
me to leave this chat. Good luck, guys.
All right.
All right, here we go.
No,
As
no,
everybody's
I'm not
starting to
leaving. I'm
line
just
up,
saying.
we're gonna put it. I'm gonna put
I
it
ain't gonna
on
lie, I hope
focus
all you guys
on
crash
the
so I can feel
leader.
better about myself.
So you can
Oh, we
see-
probably will right here in turn one. But
Yeah.
that's what I hate standing starts in this track. Turn one is, yeah.
I'm playing for
Oh,
Team
you could
COVID
heard that.
today.
Oh, I just muted it. All right, here we go. As our drivers, we got one more driver. Oh, actually, I'm gonna grid. I'm gonna grid.
The estimated SOF is 2,000.
All right, missed the start. We're missing a car. Oh, what just happened? There we go. Ooh. There we go on the start. So we had Neil McDougall, Aldous Pudaquist, and Joa. All right, here we go. And fighting right behind them is Randall White. All right. There we go. Now we're here. We're on the straightaway where we can get that draft. Is Joa going to have enough of a draft to pass Aldous Pudaquist? Randall goes a little wide. He's covering the inside, so he can make sure he can sit there and cover Aldous Pudaquist on that pass. And there we go. Ooh, it's a close. I was tied. They're side by side going to the first corner. What's going to happen here? Ooh, there we go. Aldous is going to try to make this pass. He's going to break late. Randall goes on the inside, but Aldous sticks it in. Randall, you know, for Neil, he tried to do the over and under, but that didn't work out for him as Aldous, you know, he goes late on the braking to make that pass. Oh, whoa, really wide from Joa there, trying to stay up. Joa needs to clear Neil really quick if he wants to have a chance at battling with Aldous Pudaquist. You know, top four are still right neck and neck with each other, building up a little bit of a gap to fifth place. But here we go. This is where Joa's gonna have to make his mark right here. He's gonna have to try to make a pass on Neil McDougall. There he goes, Neil. He's going to try to go for a pass over here. What's he going to do? Nope. He decides the better of it. Oh, there's a car right there. A little bit of just trotting along. I'm not sure what is going on there. There we go. Ooh, Neil. Nice defense by Aldous right there. Nice defense. But this battle, that's keeping Joa Antonio in this fight as they're starting to put a little bit of a gap on Randall White behind them. There we go. Joe has closed that gap onto Neil McDougall. Aldous goes really wide in that corner. There we go. Now it's going into turn 1. We got Aldous Pudiquist, Neil McDougall, and Joe Antonio in our top 3, followed by Randall White and Joseph Spacek in our top 5. There we go. Joe loses a little bit there coming out of turn 1. But he gets a good exit out of turn 3. So he's a little bit closer to Neil, as Neil lost quite a bit of time to Aldous right there. So what's going to happen here? Nope, they keep it up there. So top 3 still stay the same. They're not going to try to pass each other. Again, while they're starting to build that gap on everybody else behind them. There we go. Right now, our top 3, they've built over a 1-second gap on Randall White.
Thanks, Ken.
What's up, Gamer Cube? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a great weekend, man. There you go. All this is starting to pull out a little bit of a gap on Neil. That is not helpful to Joa. Joa's he wants to win this race. But right now he's still stuck. He's still stuck behind Neil McDougall. All right, there as they're dropping everybody else behind them. It's like now they got that temperature back in the tires and everything. It should be racing really, really hard. Again, this is a fixed setup, so everybody's driving the same exact setup here. And Neil, there he goes. Equal gapping kind of between our top 3. Little bit of time here, a little bit of time there, as they're staying within each other. All that time they're all riding in the 131s, but they're dropping Randall and all the guys behind them.
Hey Ed, I think you got a flat tire.
I'm just commentating, GamerCube. I'm not racing with them. No. I'm just doing commentary for our fun leagues. I ended up missing the first couple races with a broken monitor, so I decided just to sit back and commentate for the Summer Fun League. There you can see it, like Neil is very, very strong in the last part of this track where he catches up to Neil. Like right now they're fighting each other, and that's allowing Joa, where Neil had made a little bit of mistake. Joa had to brake a little bit harder than normal. There you go, our top 3. They're all riding the 131s. I mean, those last 2 laps, Neil McDougall and Joe Antonio, they were both faster than Aldous Pudiquist. I can't. Well, there goes Neil. Neil's going for that pass on Aldous. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Let's see how it goes. Going to the I'm going to the hairpin corner. There we go. They're still side by side. I believe Neil pulls out in front of Aldous, makes that pass stick, but Aldous is right there trying to get that draft back. Aldous did this earlier where he went for a late lunge, but nope, Neil has got him covered. And that allows Joe Antonio to catch up to Aldis. So now it's going to be Joa's turn to try to pass Aldis Pudaquist. There you go. Joe is all over the rear end of Aldis Pudaquist. This is where Neil is dangerous in this third sector of the track. You can see he's already put a little bit of a gap on Aldis right here. And now you got Joa all over the rear end of Aldis. Again, they're still so close here that that draft is going to come back into play on the straightaway once they get to it. He sure did, Callum. He did send it. We're going to see here if Aldis is going to try to send it again on Neil, try to get that first place position back. As Joe has dropped a little bit. Yeah, let's see. Here we go. Coming on the back straight. Aldis is closing in. What is Neil going to do? Nope. Neil decides he's not going to defend. That allows Aldis to go for an attempt on a pass. Ah, but there you go. Neil locks up his brakes, and that allows Joe Antonio to go through. But Neil is still right there on the back of Joa. So we got Aldis. He reclaims first place, and Joe Antonio is now in second. Ah, that's a rare mistake we see from Neil during the races. But again, he is battling the flu, so just for him to even showing up and still racing this hard, that's pretty good. There we go. Now we're seeing Joa closing up on Aldis. Like you can see, like Aldis is not really the strongest in this final part of the track. He loses a lot of time, but then you can see on this final corner, he nails it most of the time. He nails that corner really good to get that nice little gap to build up. So we can see like Neil and Joa, they're really strong in the second part of the track, where Aldis is stronger in the first part of the track. Right now, here we go. Joa's going to have the draft now to see if he can make an attack on Aldis for the turn right here. Let's see if he's going to get... He's close, and he's closing in. But is he going to have enough to try to send it in through? Aldis goes on the inside, trying to defend. Let's see what happens here. Is Joe going to try to do the over and under? Nope. He does it. Aldis maintains that lead. We go Joa going wide. Trying to go on the inside, but nope. Aldis covers him. Are they? There we go. Awesome fight. Awesome battling between our top three right now. This is what Joe is going to have to do. Joe is going to really have to maximize his exit out of the last turn and the first two turns if he's really going to try to battle with Aldis. Because you can see Aldis is really strong right here in these two corners. Like, he's got that little bit of a gap. So he's using that. Joa goes really wide, trying to maintain that speed. And here we go into the first turn. Now, see, you just got that little bit of a gap that really helps Aldis maintain his position into the going to the straightaway. As he goes a little wide there, he's going to sacrifice a lot of speed. That's going to allow Joa to come back at him. And here we go. Aldis again goes on the inside. What is Joa going to do? Is Joa going to try to move on the inside to try to block it? Or is Aldis going to go? Yep, Joa lets him through. He's going to try to get a better exit coming out of that chicane. Or coming out of the hairpin. Here we go. He wants to get a better draft. He goes on the outside of the corner, goes back on the inside. And Aldis blocks him off to maintain the lead. Go. Aldis doing a great defensive job trying to stay ahead of Joa. Alright, we're 12 minutes into the race. And you can see the top three, they've put in a pretty decent gap on fourth place of Randall White. All right. So what does Joa have to do? What is Joa gonna have to do to make sure he can make a pass on Oldest to go for first place? Because right now he still has Neil breathing behind his back. So Joa's like stuck kind of trying to defend and attack. He can't attack too hard and make a mistake because that's going to allow Neil to come through. But he still wants to maintain that attack on Oldest. As you can see, like a little bit of a gap grew right there between Joa and Oldest, where he's not really in a position to fight him for this lap. So maybe Joa just backed off a little bit so he can, you know, collect himself and prepare again for another attack on him in the next couple laps. They don't have much time. We're nearing the halfway mark of this race. Yep, all this right there is built, going a little wide there, but he maintains it. Tom Jones, what's up, buddy? There you go. Yeah, Aldous grew that gap a little bit. Aldous is doing what he can. He's maximizing that use of the track, using every ounce he can to make sure he can build that momentum on old Joa. All right, Joa closes that gap just a little bit. No, Callum, they will not have to pit. I don't believe so. There we go. Joa's a little bit closer now. I don't think it's enough. The draft is not that strong, really, to be able to battle going to the corner. Unless Joa decides to go for a late lunge, which he's looking like up. He makes that move. Nope. He's trying to fake it, just letting Aldous know that he's there. But Aldous makes a little mistake that allows Joa to get all over his rear end. There we go. Joa goes on the outside again. Is he going to stay on the outside, or is he going to try? Nope. He stays behind Aldous. No, Tom, we did not get Joe Rogan in, despite our pleas and our messages. Nope. He hasn't joined us. I don't know. He's too big of a sim racer to be racing with us, man. We're not that big of a league for him to race with us. It's a really good battle. Our top three are doing a kick-ass job. And we're seeing Joa. Joa's getting closer and closer. Oh, yeah. Callum, I know you believe in Joe Hendry. Here we go. Joa's really close. Is he going to try and make a battle? He's making it. He's going to try to go on the attack for this lap. Oh, let's see what's going to happen here. Oh, this goes a little wide. And, Neil loses a lot of time. He makes a mistake, but here comes Joa. What is Joa going to do? He goes on the outside. Neil doesn't defend this time. Or not, I'm saying Aldous doesn't defend this time. This is going to allow Joa to potentially go for the lead. There we go. Joa locks up just a little bit, so they're still side by side. Aldous is still a little bit ahead. Oh, that little lockup from Joa. That puts, that he isn't able, but, there's Aldous. Aldous makes a little lockup too. What is that going to do? Here we go. Here comes Joa. Ooh. Nice battling, but like there we go. These guys are fighting and fighting and fighting. Joa goes on the inside. Nope, he can't make it. And this fighting allows Neil to catch back up to them. Man, it looks like we're watching Hamilton and Max Verstappen racing with these two guys. And Joa makes a little bit of a mistake that puts him back and gets Neil back into the fight. There we go. Joe is going to have to work really hard now to catch back up to Neil as Neil goes a little wide. He keeps on going really wide into turn 1. But somehow he still maintains that. He's still able to maintain his speed coming out of that. I know, right? I think it probably reared its head. It is, Tom. This is great racing by our guys right now. We're trying to see it, like, is Joa too far back? He's less than a second behind, so he can still kind of use that draft to catch back up. But is he going to have enough time to be able to sit there and mount an attack on the oldest? All right, and now with with that little bit of a buffer, Aldous is able to get back on it. So is Aldous able to extract now the most he can as he goes wide into that last turn? Joa also goes wide right there. You can see these guys, man, they're battling really hard, trying to maintain their position. Right there, that last lap, Aldous was faster, but now they're catching up to lap traffic. Is that going to play a factor into the race? All right, here. There goes Neil. Neil's trying to go for a pass on Joa. Does he make it? Oh, they're side by side. There you go. I believe Neil is a little bit of ahead. Yep, he got ahead. He's ahead of Joa now as that pushes Joa back into 3rd place. I'm not sure if Joa kind of overused his tires as he was trying to battle Aldous that much. But what's this going to do now as Aldous is catching up to the traffic? There we go. Aldous gets by Kenny Step really quick. All right, here we go. So, yeah. Well, there we go. Christian Clark moves out of the way for the drivers. He lets them through. There you go. But I believe, yeah, I believe now Aldous has kind of ran away with this race. There we go. Joe is going to be able to get back into the draft to Neil McDougall. Because Neil McDougall right now is leading the championship. There we go. If Joa can come up ahead of him. Yeah, that's what I've kind of thought too, Callum. That's what I've heard from a lot of people. Exo Cross was kind of meh, and that's why I didn't really bother with it either. Because we were never even sent a copy of it, so I wasn't even going to waste my money on getting it. But here we go. Joa's mounting a battle against Neil right now. As we see, Aldous is kind of driving off into the distance. No, Tom, they're supposed to be just these futuristic kind of off-road cars. You know, for Joa to even have just even the slightest of chance, he's gonna have to clear Neil McDougall. There he goes. Joa goes wide in turn 1, but he's catching up to Neil. There we go. Is he gonna have the draft? He probably is. He's gonna have the draft right now. GamerCube, it's Hockenheim. They're racing the Hockenheim Grand Prix track. Here we go. There comes Joa trying to make that pass on Neil McDougall. There you go. Neil kind of slows down and lets Joa through. There you go, but here comes Neil. Neil comes back again at him. Joa had a really bad exit coming out of the turn. Joa goes wide, but Joa's still fighting. Neil's gonna try that over and under. Nope. He makes it. He sticks it. He keeps it there.
Sorry, Neil.
Now Joa's gonna have to try to catch up
Oh,
to
good.
Aldous. Well, we still got the rainbow color car. It's kind of like off track, sitting off to the side. I'm not sure what's going on with that driver. There you go. Looking at Neil, there's like now the gap is 2.8 seconds from Joa to, from Aldous to Joa. So I don't think Joa's really gonna have enough time to catch up to Aldous. Joa's gonna have to put into hammer time if he's gonna have a chance at trying to challenge Aldous for the lead of the race. And that gap dropped down to 2.5 seconds. So there still is a possibility. Right? He found the pot of gold. But there you go. You see it. Aldous is just flying out with a 131.1, and Joa's the last lap was a 131.9. But that was him battling with Neil McDougall. So let's see right now that Joa's got that fresh air in front of him if he's able to mount the comeback. It's with a U, Tom Jones. Aldis with a U. ULDIS. Let's see now as we come through the stadium part of the track. Let's see if Joe was able to gain all this or not. Coming through the S's. There we go, going through the last corner. Let's see what lap time Aldous puts in here. So that was a 131.4. What did Joa do? Joa did a 131.3. So right now, as they're running into fresh air now, Joa is catching up to Aldous, but I don't know if he's going to have enough time. We've got a little over, about 5 minutes of the race left, so unless Aldous makes a mistake, I don't see Joa catching up to, Aldous. Note to GamerCube, these are the Super Formula Lights. These are what they race mostly in Asia, but they're equivalent of the Formula 3 cars that you see like racing in in the feeder series in Formula 1. That's essentially what these cars are kind of are. They're really fun cars to drive, and these are going to be the cars that we drive as we start our fall season, probably potentially in September is when it'll start. There we go. Joa brought that deficit down to a 2.4. So Joa could mount a very late challenge coming to the last part of this race. There we see it. Joa's getting closer and closer to all this. Let's see what the lap times are here as they come up onto the screen. If they come up on the screen. There we go. So that was a 131.6 from Aldous with a 131.2 from Joa. So close to half a second.
Thanks again.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, did you, GamerCube? Oh, okay. Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan's not here, Tom Jones? You see, Joe has gotten a lot closer to Aldous right here. So I'm not sure if it's going to be close enough for Joa to do anything. see, we're seeing it. Yep, I mean, we're at 27 minutes. We've got, you know, a little less than 3 minutes left. Oh, Gabriel, I'm looking at the screen, so I can see the standings and everything. Yeah, I've got a fourth monitor up here, and this is where I can see the standings and everything as I'm watching it with the on OBS and everything. Kind of like, you know, you'd probably see like in a real, you know, on the pit wall where you got all these different screens. Yeah, so I've got the game on my triples, and then the standings and all the other stuff on my fourth monitor. There we go. Joa's could close that gap up pretty well. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. There you go, because that was a 131.5 by Aldous with a 131.1 by Joa. There you go. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so, yeah, GameCube, I've got 3 monitors, triples, like side by side, and then right above my center monitor, I've got a 4th monitor. That's where I usually have, like, OBS, my chat, everything playing on the 4th monitor. Well, I can sit there and focus on racing when I'm racing, and then every once in a while I'll look up and check the chat and everything. 3 iPhones? That'd be a little small, man. Maybe if it was like really close up to your eyes, almost like VR. But you would not catch me dead with an iPhone, man. Here we go, 29 with a little less than a minute left. I believe we're gonna have this in one last lap. Or maybe not gonna have enough for another lap. But Joa has dropped that gap down to 1.1 seconds. So I don't know if Aldous is just trying to bring it home, trying to manage that gap, or is that just how hard Joa is pushing, trying to catch back up? This Aldous right there makes a little bit of mistake going off track, hitting those curbing, and that allows Joa to really, really close back in. So what is Joa gonna do here? Is Joa gonna try to go for a late lunge? There we go. Neil puts in the fastest lap time with a 1:30.9. There we go. Oh, here we go. Let's see what's going to happen here. They're still fighting. All right. So we got one. Oh, that was the end of the race. Joa just did not have enough to catch up
Good race, guys.
and try to go for that pass on Aldous.
That was fun.
There we go. So there you go. That's our winner right there. Aldous Pudequist. In second place is Joe Antonio. Followed by Neil McDougall, who put in the fastest lap time with a 1:30.9.
Good race, everybody. Good fun.
I know, Tom. Yeah, that was really a mega effort by Joa towards the end to try to, you know, he closed almost a 3-second gap to catch back up to Aldous.
Hey, good push, Andres. You really have me sweating.
I don't know. I disagree there, Callum. I disagree. I prefer triples over VR, but that's just me. I like seeing my wheels. I like seeing everything. There you go. But man, that was great. That was like great racing by our top 3. Great racing by our top 3.
It's a pretty fun car.
That was just as good as the Spa race that was earlier. Man. But yeah, so here we go as our standings as we finish up this race.
That was a good one, Ed.
So we got Aldous Pudequist in first place, Joe Antonio in second, Neil McDougall in third, Randall White in fourth, Joseph Spacek 5th place.
Good race, guys.
And then finishing it up, we got Edgar Santinelli, Nicholas Batista, Andrew Slizen, David Payne, and David Clymer. That's our top 10. Then followed by Kenny Stepp, Christian Clark, and Chuck Labano. I'm in last place. I know, I'm just a slow guy. I was so slow I didn't even leave the pits, so. But that, yeah, Tom Jones, that was great racing by our top three. Did you even watch Spa, Cam? You didn't even watch Spa, because that was a really good race. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, if you're gonna sit here and talk about how Spa was boring and how VR is so much better, then you gotta meet me in jumping holes here in a little bit there, Callum. Yeah, but anyways, we kind of missed the start, so let's go back and watch the start of the race. There we go. There we go. There's our start of the race. Nothing really. You shut your mouth, Callum. You shut your mouth. Spa alone is so much better than WRC. Hashtag SimFacts for real. There we go. There you go. That was our start. Yeah, that was awesome racing by everybody. So that is that. Believe we've got 2 more races left. I believe that was round 6. We got 2 more races before we finish up our Simpit Fun League, and we'll take a little break, and then we'll start our Fall League coming up in September. There you go. There's a rainbow colored car. I don't know if it was racing or not, but it's out there doing donuts now. Oh, stop it, Callum. Stop it. Stop it. But anyways, guys, yeah. There you go. It was a great race by these guys. Great racing by everybody today. It was really cool. Yeah, man. But anyways, guys, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I've got some other things I got to take care of. I've got almost 3 videos I got to start working on or finish working on. So thank you guys for everyone here that was watching. And then hopefully we'll catch you all later. Have a great Sunday night. And, you know, for all you guys, have a great start to the weekend, to the weekday, starting tomorrow. Yeah. Later, guys.